Hi, I'm Miss Velhagen and I'm here to talk to you today about how to decide where you're applying to college, how to actually apply, all the steps to take, and when to get all of this done. So, fall of your senior year is when you're actually doing the college applications, in some cases as late as winter of your senior year. And let's talk first about the steps that make up a complete college application for our in-state schools. Then later we'll talk about out-of-state schools and some more complicated applications, and we'll talk about how to actually find colleges that you want to apply to. So, in-state first. There are 3 simple steps to make up a complete college application for all of our in-state schools. So, number 1, you apply online on their website. It's always easy to find, apply now, and you will fill out the application and submit it. In some cases, our in-state schools give us deals where they'll waive the application fee if you apply early enough in the fall. So, one example is UNM. If you go to unm.edu, and fill out their application, then you click pay later at the end and they won't charge you, but you've got to do this by October 15th of your senior year. Okay, so other applications like CNM are always free, and there are some other ways to get your college applications for free when you get to senior year. These will be advertised on our counseling website where I put a ton of info about this type of stuff. So that was step 1, filling out your application on the college's website. Step 2, go to parchment.com. It's a website where you create a free account and indicate Eldorado as your high school, and then select whatever colleges you want to send your official transcripts to. It's really easy, and you can send them to a bunch of schools all at the same time if you want. And then step 3 out of 3 is your testing, your ACT or SAT, if you've gotten a chance to take that. I know right now, I'm recording this in fall of 2020, it's during our stay-at-home COVID time, and many seniors have had a really impossible or very hard time getting in to take an ACT or SAT. So if you get a chance to take it, wonderful. If you can't, many of our colleges across the country and in our state have gone test optional. So they're not requiring a test score to be able to review your application and decide whether they're going to admit you. They're just going to go optional and not require it. So that's great. However, if you do have ACT or SAT scores, you want to make sure you send them, because a lot of times scholarships are based on those, or partially at least. So you'll go to, if you've taken the ACT, you'll go into your ACT account where you registered, and you will select the colleges where you want to send your scores and just send that off. If you took the SAT, you'll go to College Board's website and select the colleges and send your scores there. A note about fee waivers: if you used a fee waiver to take the ACT or SAT, you'll be able to send all of your scores without a fee, and you'll also be able to apply to colleges without a fee. So talk to me about that if you have questions about how that works. All right, in-state schools, that's it. Application, parchment for your official transcript, and test scores if you've got them. Then I highly recommend you contact the admissions department of the school to make sure they've received all of your parts of your application and make sure that it's complete, so they can judge you, make an admissions decision, and contact you. It usually doesn't take long to hear from our in-state schools, sometimes as quickly as a couple of weeks. So check your email. That is how colleges will contact you. Sometimes they send something in the actual mail, but email is really typical, and you have to get used to checking that, looking for your your admissions decision, and any additional info the colleges want to get to you. Okay, that's in-state schools. What about out-of-state schools? First of all, how do you decide where you're applying? Many students have a good idea and know where they want to be, know the part of the country they want, the size of school, types of programs or majors they offer. That's great to narrow yourself down by deciding what are the non-negotiables for yourself. There are ways to research colleges on websites. And if you go to our counseling website under college resources, there are some great links to web searches where you can put in your parameters and find some schools that might interest you. So there's Big Future from College Board, there's CapEx, there's the WUI website where that's called Western Undergraduate Exchange. And WUI has many schools in the west and southwest of the U.S. that give students discounted tuition if they live, for example, in New Mexico. So Western Undergraduate Exchange website is a great resource to find schools that will give you sometimes up to $10,000 a year off on your tuition from what you would pay as an out-of-state student. So check that out. There are books you can look at to research colleges, like the Fisk Guide is my favorite. And attending college fairs is a great way to find out more about schools. Even now during the COVID time, you can go to virtual college fairs. They'll be advertised on the counseling website and through remind texts that I send. So I recommend going to college fairs and talking to representatives from the schools that interest you. And then also juniors and seniors, you can participate in college visits at Eldorado that I will be arranging this year and notifying you of through the counseling website and remind. So once you figure out where you want to apply, and feel free to talk to me too as you make your choices, you will go to that college's website and make lots of great notes about their deadlines for admission and scholarships, and also for how they want you to apply. Sometimes a college will have a simple application right on their website that's specific to that school itself. Sometimes they want you to do the common application or the coalition application, and those are two generic websites where you create an account. You'll create yourself a profile with your activities and your interests, and you'll write at least one essay, sometimes in some cases more than one, and you will have your counselor or me upload a recommendation for you and upload your official transcript. And teachers are able to actually upload recommendations to these websites too. So that's Common App and Coalition App. So if you're applying to more than one out-of-state school, you'll want to see if those schools accept those applications. So to wrap up, there are many different ways to apply to college. There are different deadlines, different applications, and procedures. Email me if you have any questions about these. Get started as early as you can so you don't miss deadlines. And keep in mind that there's no limit to the amount of colleges you can apply to. You won't have to decide where you're going and say yes to a college until May 1st of your senior year. That's college decision day. So put some out there, see where you get accepted, see what scholarships they offer you and what financial aid you get, and then you can make your decision right before graduation. So best of luck.